Hello and welcome everybody to the Heflatv presentation of the Good Gaming League, or GG League just for short. It is Merlin Esports Dragons versus xGame KC. This is the first quarterfinal actually of these playoffs. And well, I'm just so happy to be here. My name is Coucher and joining me will be Heflatv.
Hello, it's been a while that I casted with you.
Indeed it has. And well, what are your expectations of this upcoming game?
To be honest, like on paper at least, my favorite is xGame or Next KC, however you want to call it. But Merlin Esports, like in the last two tournaments where I watched even a game of them, they were quite surprising, like as in performance-wise. So it definitely won't be an easy game for xGame here. Let's see how they can cope with it.
Yeah, xGame they are playing with a stand-in as well, being Illusionist from Next Please. Actually I think he stood in for xGame previously as well. I think I saw them in Join Dota League standing in for them.
Hmm. Yeah, that could well be. I mean, next please they have anyway now, how can I say, a roster change because I think District 12 is out as well as Synergy, but they're coming up with a new roster, so I don't know. Like, I guess that's why he has time to stand in for other teams.
Yeah, might be, but actually, wow, looking at the bans, it's a Faceless Void ban as the second ban for X game. Like, do you think it's actually worth it? I mean, Void is a really popular hero at the moment, but is it really first ban material?
Well, it's like I don't know. You have to know the team very well to predict such a ban. I mean, I don't know, maybe Merlin. I actually haven't watched their last games, so I'm not sure if they picked Void every single time or maybe even a Navi offlane Void or something like that. So maybe XGame knows more than we do, and that's why they ban it.
Yeah, might be so, but X game they go for the standard invoker for themselves, actually leaving heroes like maybe Center Warrunner, Mirana, of course, is still in the pool as well for Merlin to pick up. Maybe that Shadow Demon. I mean, like you said, I haven't seen much of Merlin either. I think actually one of the only games I saw of them was when they played against Mouse Sports. I think it was for the MSI Beat It qualifiers or something.
Yep, yep, true.
So that's about all I know from them. And all they started with the Shadow Demon, and do you think we will see the Mirana partnered up with that?
I don't know. It's definitely a possibility. I mean, Shadow Demon Mirana, to be honest, like not too often these days because I mean, if you just have a glimpse that they might want to go for it, it mostly gets banned. But then also, like after 6.8, and now that we have even the second patch of 6.81, it's not too popular anymore. It's quite disappointing because every time I see the combination, it still works out quite fine.
Yeah, it's certainly a lot of teams have just forgotten about the Mirana, I guess. Although the nerf to the arrow is pretty damn huge because point blank arrow does nothing for you.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
well, they go for the Tidehunter, probably as an offlaner for them, a really tanky hero and actually also super popular lately. Ravage just completely wins you team fights.
Yeah, like I probably say it each and every game, but the Tidehunter, he's gonna be nerfed soon. I'm pretty sure, and I know exactly what nerf Ice Rock is gonna do. He's gonna scale the anchor smash differently. Like he has to. Like these minus 60% from 1 point in it. It's just too overpowered in my opinion. Like scale it 30, 40, 50, 60, like 1 point giving 10% each. That would make it reasonable. But like a Tight Hunter going for the Kraken Shield build like Ice 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 does from TK, it's just insane because he has no items whatsoever and he's still tanky as he is like, I don't know, at least 3 slotted already.
Yeah, I think just maybe increasing the mana cost a little bit might help as well already because that spell is just ridiculously spammable. But, well, X game, they're going for the rat style, Nature's Prophet as well as an Invoker, and if the Invoker goes for Exhort, that's just even more pushing power with the Forge Spirits.
Yeah, that means already Forge Spears, Streams, and possibly 2 Necros. So there's a lot of pushing potential coming here from X Game. And this is just the second pick, so there might as well be more. Maybe a Rasta coming out, the Shadow Shaman with the Master Up Awards, maybe a Venomancer. Like they could add a lot of pushing potential to this. And the question is, does Merlin answer with some sort of counter push? That's the big question. Like, I mean, right now, the Tight Hunter, okay, it's quite okay because he can really stand in front, like, even anchor smash the incoming wave and at least hold back some stuff as well as, of course, giving the debuff to pretty much everything. But it's not enough. It's definitely not like a very effective counter push as such. Then the Shadow Demon, well, We see Shadow Demon. It kind of depends because we have the two different builds. Like we have sometimes just 1 point in Disruption, the rest in Soul Catcher, and then Shadow Poison. And it's the more popular build because the Shadow Poison scales very well. And if you have it early and you get some levels here and there, it's quite nice counter push. Then again, it's very dangerous against Necro units because just imagine 1, 2, maybe 3 Necro units being out there, and you stack up your Shadow Poison, you might as well just kill yourself.
Yeah, the Shadow Demon is so squishy that it would be at least like 2/3 of his HP when you kill the Necro Warrior straight up as pure damage. And well, just some casual damage on top of that and easy kills on Shadow Demons. But yeah, I have to agree that Merlin, they might have to invest into some either counter push or actually just some team fight maybe, so that every time that X Games actually comes for a push, you just jump them maybe with blink daggers. Tidehunter of course can go for the blink dagger, but before he gets it, it's gonna be hard for them probably to defend.
Yep, absolutely. And I mean, we have decent. How can I say it? I mean, both teams now specialize here on just banning out the cores, potential cores that is. Wraith King core, like a farming Wraith King, is getting more and more popular. Yesterday alone I casted 2, and it worked out very well because, well, he has still all the qualities we usually see from him in a support role. And yesterday I saw him twice with the Orchid, for example, against heroes that can, for example, leap away, like the Mirana. And yeah, talking about the Mirana, like xGame, they decided to go for the Luna and the Mordred, which means, of course, Merlin, they can go for the Mirana, which means we have now the setup Disruption into the Arrow, Soul Catcher, and of course the Tidehunter maybe being around there. So we have multiple fight damage, the Arrow damage still coming, but it's more about the stun nowadays after the Mirana nerf. But of course, then also minus armor coming out. It's definitely interesting now. A Lich though, so we have. Well, for xGame, the Frost Armor is always, of course, pretty nice. The Lich being always good for the laning stage as such, taking away some experience from the enemy, and of course protecting towers after 6.81. But I don't think xGame wants to be in a tower defending position anyway. They want to push.
Yeah, they probably do, although I mean Lich denies your own creep, so like halving the pushing potential a little bit, but I think one of the biggest issues for XGame might be their lack of just solid lockdown. Like Mirana can easily leap away from most of the things XGame has. Like Cold
Yep.
Snap is the only stun for them. And wow.
Absolutely. And wow, fishy, fishy, fishy is coming out. So we have already like 2 monsters from the sea, Tidehunter and Slark. Nice synergy there, the green strategy. No, but Slark, I guess Slark is kinda okay-ish here. Um, but then again, I also fear for Slark against many Necro units. He's gonna have a lot of trouble. But let's see, like I've seen many Slarks where I predicted, oh my god, he's gonna have a hard time. But then, if a Slark snowballs, he snowballs hard, and well, that's the biggest thing he needs this game.
Yeah, I think it's a nice pick as well. It's kind of like a Storm Spirit would have been. If you see your enemy just lacking the lockdown or silences, you just go for the slippery heroes like the Slark. As well. I don't think they can go for a Storm Spirit now. Well, I guess they could, but that would mean Mirana is a support one.
Yep. I mean, the good thing about the Slark, if you look at X Game at the moment, what they have against the Slark, like everything the Invoker is getting into him can be removed by the Dark Pact. Like he won't care about the Sprout either way because he has the pounce out. Lich is the same with the debuffs. The only thing the Slark cares, of course, about is the Frost Armor. Like that reapplies all the time every time you hit the target. So it's easy for the targets, of course, to run away, which is then harder for the Slark to get Essence Shift up, etc., pursue targets. But that's the only upside I see. So I don't know. They definitely need something against the Slark. And against the Slark, it's always very useful if you have some sort of disable, may it be a silence whatsoever. And that forces the Invoker to maybe go for Orchid. We haven't seen it in a long time, but it definitely works against the Slark. You just have to time it very well. You have to wait for the Dark Pact. If you Orchid him, of course, when he is just charging up that Dark Pact, then it's completely removed. But if you do it before or after, that's very effective. Then the Slark can't do anything. Then, I don't know, maybe later BKB and helping himself with the Shadow Dance. So let's see. Of course, the stun works just as well. And there we have the Earthshaker.
Yeah, actually, I was thinking like maybe pick up the Shadow Shaman, get extra push, get some solid lockdown with that immediate hex coming out onto the Slark, but nope. Earthshaker for them, and actually between the Chain Frost and the Echo Slam, I guess they have a lot of AoE damage now as well, especially with the Chaos Meteor Deafening Blast. But do you actually think they will go for some form of a setup for it as well, or? I mean, actually, I don't see any options for them. Faces Void already banned, so that is out of the question, of course. And
Yep.
what do you actually think that xGame can go for as their like safe lane core?
Yeah, I have actually no idea because I mean Morphling like as a really hard farmer is already out. The Wraith King would have been a nice option. It's actually a good question. They've even banned out more. Look at this, Merlin taking out the Shadow Fiend now as the fifth one. So they have quite limited choice now, to be honest. Like the most popular ones are already out, and they also banned the PA themselves, which would not have been too bad of an option. Okay, now PA would have sucked against Storm Spirit, but they go for Doom.
Wow, actually, I'm really surprised that I didn't even
Wow.
notice that the Doom wasn't either picked or banned until this point. And oh, are we having a remake? Oh yeah. So it's
Ah,
just a
okay.
remake.
So xGame Mantis actually came online. That means Illusionist the stand-in goes out, and we have to go for a fast remake here. Okay, that's just fine with us, I guess.
Yeah, no biggie.
I hope the password is still the same though.
It probably will be, but I'm not even too sure how long this will take. Like whether we should just play music or have to just wait it out.
No, it's up. There it is. There it is. Oh, wait. You should join first.
Yes.
There we go. You're the cameraman
But
today. I'm just the guy doing random comments here and there.
but this Doombringer pick, it probably means that the Doombringer will be just safe lane farming it up. And of course Doom is just such a great hero against both the Storm as well as the Slark. So maybe actually xGame made kind of an, or not xGame, Merlin made kind of a slight with their last ban. Not banning
Yeah.
out the Doombringer there.
I don't know if the Doom works out because I don't know, he's facing a Mirana, he's facing a Slark. I mean, it's pretty cool to have the Doom, but then again he has so many targets he actually has to disable. He has a Slark and he has a Storm. Both of them are potential Doom targets. I really don't know. As well as like the fact that I mean Doom on a safe lane, if he's actually going there, it's pretty cool as such because like with the fast Midas etc. He has like Devour plus Midas rolling, which gives him definitely advantage over the others. To be honest, I think this game is gonna be decided by offlane and mid lane, just for the fact that uh, how strong will that Storm be? Like, if he is getting owned by the Invoker, then they have a huge problem. And if the Slark is having free farm all the time, it's also getting a problem. So you have to disable the Storm, or the Invoker has to be at least a bit superior to the Storm, and the Slark has to be interrupted in farm. If those two things work out, plus your semi-pushing strategy, then I think next KC can get their game through. But if either of that fails, I'm kind of afraid that Merlin has a very good stand with this draft.
Well, they definitely have the more aggressive lineup, I think, at least for me. Whereas xGame just wants the early levels, wants to get the core items, maybe like an early mech, something for the push. Necrobooks going for themselves as well. Although actually recently, especially in the western scene, a lot of Nature's Prophets are just going for like Maelstrom Blink Dagger instead of the Necrobook.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think in this game it will be a good option. But let's see. As I said, like I mean, both teams have potential to go like later with it. Like I mean, we have a Furion who can go for proper right clicks. We have an Invoker where we have multiple like item choices he can go for specifically for the heroes. Like I already talked about the Orchid, but I talked only about the Orchid when I saw the Slark. Now that I have a Storm, I think it's even a better of a choice. And the problem is on the other side, we have a Storm, which with a then late game infinite mana pool is becoming quite a nuisance. You have to spend the Doom on him, then the Slark will be free if the Doom goes on the Storm or vice versa. And they also have a Mirana who, like, which can go in, I don't know, some right clicks. Plus, they have one big team fight ultimate, which next KC lacks completely. Like, the Ravage will play a big part in this game, and there's nothing next KC can do against it. But let's see, Mantis is there, which means xGame, they are complete now in their full roster. That means Merlin has, of course, a little, I don't know, mind control. Is he? No, he's not an official roster. He's really a stand-in. So, yeah, Merlin is one down, and xGame is now full, which means a little advantage there, of course.
Yeah, it's of course a small one. Or well, actually it's maybe not even that small. Because
Well, it always
xGame,
depends what kind of stand-ins you have. Sometimes you have stand-ins where you say like, hey, they might be even better than the original player, but let's see. I don't want to suggest anything because, as I said, I'm not too familiar with Merlin. I just saw their name here and there, watched a couple matches of them, and I know they're doing quite well. And I know there's also a huge Turkish scene behind the guys, like supporting them, which is amazing. Like, I think we need more regional teams and not just Turkish, like any country. There's some country that are really underrepresented in the Dota 2 scene. That's why I'm always happy to see uh, teams rising up.
like Germany.
No, yeah, Germany. The problem with the German teams is, I mean, I'm not too cheering for Germany actually because I couldn't care less. I'm not living in Germany anymore anyway. So, but when it comes to the German scene, the problem is the only good German players are in big teams. We have Black in the Chinese scene, then we have Paz, we have Kweufer. I don't know, they're spread all over. They're like in big teams and everything, but those players, they would all not be enough to make just all German team. But here, apparently Merlin managed to get a decent team up, and so that's why I'm wishing them all the best, of course. But we're finally in the game, so we should start introducing our teams here.
Yeah, for the dire side, for Merlin, Law will be playing on the Storm Spirit with Mind Control, playing the Tidehunter. They're all heading offlane actually. Frasty being the one in charge, the Slark. With the supports, My Dream Life on the Mirana and Dendo RN up on the Shadow Demon.
Yep, absolutely. And on the Radiant side, where we have like what the fucker just disconnecting, he's gonna be the one who's playing the Invoker. And we have Mantis, who just arrived. He was a bit late for that game, so they brought Illusionist from Next Please in. I always love it because I even mix up those two teams. Like I always say Next Please, Next KZ. So I'm pretty happy that they changed their name to xGame. But either way, Mantis is now here. He's playing the Nature's Prophet. We have Reeves, of course, on the Lich Stalker playing our carry Doom, where we are all really curious about how is this gonna work out. And last but not least, of course, Equal here, playing the Earthshaker. And by the way, look at the awesome courier, Mini Roshan. I love it.
Yeah, it looks really awesome indeed. Although I have no idea. I mean, you have hands. Why the hell would you carry that bag in your teeth?
Because it's Roshan. He can, just because he can.
I guess so. Actually, what does the dire side have? Oh,
The dire side. Well,
it's that little...
this is this little bird thingy. I got this one as well, yeah. But it's fairly ugly, I have to say.
It's not ugly, man. It's cute.
Yeah, no, but I have my wards and my couriers anyway on this like new rotation setup you can have. So every time I buy a courier, it's something different. So
Oh, really?
therefore I
There's
don't
a
care.
thing like that?
Yeah, in your menu you can like switch it. But either way, we already see like the Trained here scouting out, and this Trained will discover that Merlin was coming here into the offline, maybe looking for something in the enemy jungle. But xGame, they don't even care. They don't want the early aggression, which is quite unusual for a CIS team, because usually we see them being the most aggressive ones. But Lich is already in the mid. He has one ward, and the other one should be somewhere on. That's a good question. Yeah, it is on Nature's Prophet, and he's gonna be the one who's gonna be in the safe lane. So this is not even a safe lane Doom. This is an aggressive tri-lane Doom. Let's see how this works, and let's see what Merlin is putting against it, because this is gonna be a tri-lane with the Slark, and of course supported by Mirana and the Shadow Demon, which makes it very potent. And on the other side, we have, of course, Tidehunter, who's up against Nature's Prophet ranged. But still, he absorbs so much, and he even has a Stout Shield. So Stout Shield plus Kraken Shell. This is gonna be horrible for the Nature's Prophet with low base damage.
Yeah, I think Nature's Prophet should just mostly focus on getting the last hit for himself. Get that fast Hand of Midas running, maybe. And actually, it looks like it's just gonna be dual lanes. Equal probably will just stack up the jungle, maybe for somebody else to farm it up. As Stalker already made his way out of the top lane.
I don't understand what xGame is doing at the moment. Like, Reeves is the one farming here at the moment in the offlane, and we have the Doom. Like, he was top, then he was scouted by Mirana and the Shadow Demon, so he was going back now. Like, 1 minute into the game, he devours the first creep, so he lost so much already. Like, this is half a minute experience lost already for him, plus, of course, the gold. I don't really know if that swap was okay. But then again, in the tri-lane, of course, they would have a pretty bad time, I think.
Wow. But Frasty actually went for just a harass Pounce, but Pounce level 1 actually doesn't do any damage at all, almost 60 damage. But I actually think the tri-lane could have been pretty decent, but they had to block off the pull camps for that. Which at the moment, actually Disciple, oh, the disruption as well, the arrow to fly by the Mirana, spot on actually. Do they have enough damage for it? Looks like it, they will. Oh, but the Fisher, oh my god, that Fisher just saved Reeves' life, and now they're gonna get the counter kill on Shadow Demon, oh my god. I did not expect this to happen that way.
Nice one. Like, it looked so... I don't know, but this is actually what I criticize quite often. I think on the first blood, it is important that even as, like, the farming carry, you come in there and, like, land that pounce, for example, and, I don't know, just make sure you get the first blood. Like, this way, the Slark was like, ah, yeah, they got the easy kill, just on a Lich, you know, just some random casualty of war. But, yeah, he got, what, 2 CS or 3 CS, and xGame got the first blood. So it would have been definitely worth it if the Slark would have shown any sort of reaction there. And he would have been there, because he had boots, he has, of course, the pounce to come close. Just the Dark Pact damage would have been enough to at least counter it.
Yeah, that was really awkward, of course. Like you said, they probably felt like, okay, it's only a Lich, we can easily take it as the 2 supports, but that Fisher just stopping Merlin in their tracks, and well, easy first blood for xGame.
Yeah, and this is pretty much like a death sentence for this tri-lane. I mean, it's just as potent as it was from level 1 on, but of course the Earthshaker and the Lich, they're gonna be happy. I mean, the Lich level 4, but oh, we have a little engagement here. Doom versus Tidehunter.
Actually, Mind Control just completely man-fighting that up. The Anchor Smash just does so damn much. The Gush as well, I think they're gonna get the kill. The right clicks are coming in. Actually, Stargat, oh, come on, Mind Control, you can do it. One more right click, never mind, Scorched Earth. A nice Sprout by Mantis as well, keeping Tidehunter in check. And actually now Tidehunter, I think he's going in too deep. Another Anchor Smash. But he's just completely out of mana and getting right click down now. Oh my god, did he just overextend the Sprout?
They just need the Sprout. If he gets the Sprout up, he has a stun. The Doom has a stun. He has to land his stun, but he... Okay, that was strange. I think he was blocked by the tree in there, but if he landed that stun, I think we would have looked at a kill. But this way it was really strange. But I guess he didn't want to toy around with his HP, because it's really low and a Tidehunter could have turned around.
But now, oh, the Fisher, oh, beautiful block coming in. What the fuck, a cold snap, not even necessary. Actually, the Electric Vortex Law, he wants to turn it around. Had the regeneration rune as well, but the Tornado will get the kill in the end.
Yep, nice. That's a 2-0 here now for xGame. I mean, the Storm did the right thing. He was like, oh damn it, I'm not getting over this Fisher here, so I have to turn around, buy some time with the Vortex, and he almost made it out, but of course, the Invoker till that moment didn't use any skill whatsoever, so there was still the Cold Snap as well as the Tornado. So, easy one for the Invoker, and by the time the Storm arrives here, he's pretty much back to 50% HP. It's his last tango, but of course, the Quas stacks, like, he's coming up with 17.4 or 10 HPS with only the bubbles on. The blue bubbles.
Yeah, I mean, the Quas gives you so much regeneration, and that's one of the bonuses for going Quas Vex as well, that you can actually invest the early points into that. And what I actually think, is Quas Vex better for this game than Exort would have been?
Well, we actually been wrong. Like, we thought Invoker, Furin, this is gonna be a pushing strategy.
Bottom lane, they're going for Mind Control. The Fisher is finally there, equal, just waited it out, and well, this time they're gonna get the kill.
Yep, that's the easy one. And this is also like the advantage like Mantis needed. That means Mantis now level 6 after this creep wave. That means he also has like a global presence, his teleport, as well as of course the Nature's Wrath. It's not looking too good for Merlin at the moment. Like, all 3 lanes had now casualties, and even the Tidehunter had to go back, losing there a lot of XP, and as soon as he came back, he pretty much died instantly with the Earthshaker rotating in there. By the way, the Fishers also beautifully done. But now I think we see the first life sign of Merlin. There's a smoke gang in the mid. They want this Invoker.
Oh, can they get it though? Equal is there with the Fisher to stop everything. What the fuck, I just runs out. I mean, that was so anticlimactic.
Just with the big boom saying hello. Hey guys, I'm here. You have no chance whatsoever to kill this Invoker. And yeah, well, xGame is definitely buying time. The lanes are going well. 3 kills, advantage of course. And yeah, XP wise, they should definitely be quite ahead, and yeah, they are like 2k already, like 5 minutes into the game. It's definitely looking good, and the question is, when does xGame blow the horn and say like, hey guys, this is full-time attack. We go at least 3 or 4 man Dota, with Mantis maybe coming in and out rotation. I mean, he has a global presence anyway, so when do they actually start and pushing towers? I think they can go for it pretty early.
Yeah, but there's actually nothing rushing them at all. The bottom lane Tidehunter doesn't really want to go for the kill. He has the Ravage as well, never mind. Not gonna spend it, but actually I think there's no hurry for xGame, because Slark isn't farming that well
but
either. Oh, I don't think they can get the arrow. The creeps are there, but the pounce by Fresh. They should reuse his go for the Chain Frost. Oh my god, that counter damage is low. Sips his way in, but the Chain Frost still keeps on pouncing. Oh!
Look, the bounces!
Oh wow. Actually the Sprout onto Dendo as well. He's gonna go down. Mantis, his first rotation, just as you were trying to ask when is he gonna make them.
Oh my god, these bounces were so unlucky for Merlin. Like, the Slark made it out, he got 2 bounces and he had to back off. And I don't know, and then they jumped back to the illusions, and then like both Storm and Mirana were stunned in the fissure, and the bounces just going forth and back. But now the Doom is going ham here on the Titan. But there's a rotation, nice arrow coming, and with the anchor smash, I don't think he can kill the Titan, but he has to even be careful that he has. Oh, he's not losing his own life. I mean, Scorch is running out now, but they have no way to just pursue him. The Shadow Demon, no boots, that's the biggest problem, of course.
It just goes to show how tanky actually both of the heroes are. Both the Doombringer and the Tidehunter. They just don't fall easily. And of course support Mirana with only level 1 in Starstorm. Doesn't have too much damage, but actually the arrow was really nice by him. Just spot on onto the Doombringer. I think if the arrow didn't land, Tidehunter might have been dead, but it did land, so...
No, I don't think so. Like, he didn't have mana for a level death or anything, and the Scorched Earth on the Titan, it was not enough damage.
And lucky crit from Alpha Wolf, easy.
Yeah, lucky crit, yeah. Okay, but relying on this lucky crit, it's never a good idea. But I think we're gonna see something maybe in mid. There's an arrow flying, but not hitting anything. Well, it hit the tower, but apparently the tower doesn't give a damn.
Oh, thank God for that. It would be so sick if you can just arrow towers down. Oh well. Actually, what the fuck? What do you think he's going for? Well, he picks up a Sage's Mask, so I guess Orchid in the making. And maybe that's why he went for the Vex, because Orchid is just so good on Vex Invokers.
I don't know, like, I just think the Vex, what am I saying? Though I think the Orchid is just the best choice. I mean, I said it already in the draft, and I said it only when the Slark came out. Now with the Storm, you have even one more reason to go for the Orchid. You have a Doom, which means you disable one of those. And with the second one, you can even swap around it. But I mean, it needs quite some communication. Of course, the Doom has to come on. Oh, I think top, we have engagement. There's the first Doom.
Yeah, I mean, easy kill. Actually, the defensive disruption, I don't think it will save him in the end. Oh, the Wrath of Nature Mind is TPing in as well. They're gonna get the end of Fast. He might get denied. Oh, nice deny by My Dream Life. Although, still, 2 heroes down. The Tornado catches the Mirana as well. The Leap already on cooldown. EMP, actually nice arrow onto Watafaka, but he should be tanky enough. Although, the damage isn't all that great from Watafaka. Oh, I think Watafaka just went way too deep. Mirana, nice jukes coming out. Shadow Demon is back already. Nice defensive disruption and mind control. Gets the killers. Oh man, equal. Tried to go for the Fissure, but the disruption was still in effect.
That timing of the Fissure, like, he should have waited 1 more second and he at least had the return kill. But I don't know, Watafaka, with the advantage he had from a nice mid lane and everything, that was not a good choice. And now we see Storm wrapping around here through the secret shop, and what is he gonna find? He's not gonna find anything with low HP, so he needs his team. I think he's wasting time here. There's just a couple seconds on his invisibility rune. He's definitely wasting time. He has no way he can find a kill.
Yeah, and he does back off because of it as well. Might get a lucky rune on the top lane if it spawns there. But just looking at the net worth chart, actually nobody in the game has been farming up too well except for Mantis. 4.5k with the next highest being 2.8. I don't think I've ever seen such a huge difference in net worth that early on.
Well, he had like a nice dominant lane versus the Tidehunter. He was part of 2 kills now. I think, did he even get the last hits on those kills? Wait, where is he? Yeah, he got 2 last hits on the kill. So, and like Merlin is reading our thoughts here, it seems like they want to get Mantis down. And now I think he just gave his position away just by summoning those trees. But there's no way they can get him without a nice arrow. And now the rest of the team is also coming. Doom is on the way. Earthshaker with a double damage, also something you don't want to face. At least when your name is like Shadow Demon, for example. And yeah, they're rotating in. But I mean, so far they didn't see that the Mirana is there. Then again, you can pretty much guess that just by the presence of the Shadow Demon. I doubt those supports will ever go separately.
Yeah, it's, to be honest, Merlin, their draft, it's just not working out at the moment for them. Both the Storm Spirit as well as the Slark, they're just heavy snowball type of heroes. But so far, xGame actually, I really like the rotations that they did before, just sending Doom top lane with the smoke. Although Doom, never mind, he backs off just in time. Equal was there as well with a Fissure to just block them up. And now even Lich makes his rotations.
It's pretty looking interesting what they try to achieve with those rotations, but like it's a very much a standoff. Like both teams scout very well, but I think we have a go here at the Slark in the mid once on Watafaka, but I don't know, going against EMP Tornado might not be too good of an idea. Then again, with the Storm being level 9, having, well, not the best mana pool yet. Oh, there it is. EMP Tornado. But he's not getting hit. Still. But he's forcing at least some mana out of the ultimate there.
That doesn't really cost the Invoker anything, although actually I don't think they would have gotten the kill with the Slark and the Storm Spirit anyway, because I don't think they have enough burst to just burst him down before he gets the Ghost Walk off.
Yeah, they had to dodge the tornado to get the kill, and that is very unlikely, because if you're just close to that thing, it just catches you. But now we see what I actually said about 5 minutes ago. Now the first initiative is coming out here from xGame, which they also should use. I mean, they have the XP and the gold advantage, and the first goal, of course, is the tier 1 tower. Tidehunter going for the deny attempt. Oh, he gets it!
Oh, but he might lose his life doomed up as well, just in case, so that no Ravage comes out. A Fisher, and well, I think the deny actually in this case is not worth it, because now xGame, they're just gonna go for the secondary tower.
Yep, exactly. Like on paper, at least, when it comes to gold, like getting a kill on the deny, it's worth to suicide for a deny if you're like a support. But if the team has all the power to follow up on a tier 2 tower, you definitely made a bad trade. So Titan are going down, feeding XP as well as gold, and 2 towers down, and the first tower of course being denied, but hell, I don't think xGame gives a damn about this trade. It was perfect for them.
Yeah, I think the best thing about this trade was that Earthshaker, thanks to the towers going down, he's only 300 gold away from his Blink Dagger. So,
Yep.
like, if they go for the tier 1 tower mid lane, for example, now, that's just gonna be his Blink Dagger finished, and when he finishes the Blink Dagger, what can Merlin actually do? I mean, Law, he's not anywhere close to his Orchid. Mech, well, I guess Tidehunter is closing in on it. Just needs the recipe for it, so 700 gold or so. But it's looking so bad for them, and actually, what the fuck? Looks like he's not going for an Orchid after all. It's gonna be a 4-step for him.
Well, I mean, in the draft I said, for example, wait, no, it's his 4-stuff done on the Invoker, but what I said in the draft is already, like, Merlin has, like, a small team fight advantage if they get the initiative, which means they get to initiate on xGame, like Ravage, etc., bursting 1 or 2 targets down before they're even out of the stun. The problem is that in this laning stage, they gave away so much, like, in experience and gold, that xGame has, like, or they are at a certain point where you can say, hey, we can go even against a Ravage, because with the more HP pool, more items we got, like, everything should be fine. So I'm really worried for Merlin at the moment. But let's see. I mean, at some point they're gonna be in a very defensive position, because the tier 1 tower in the mid is, I think, one of the next targets they are going for. Like, Mantis will TP in here as soon as those 3 heroes arrive. So let's see. But maybe Mantis gets a gank before. Look at this. Moonlight Shadow is out.
Oh, they have equal there as well. Actually, Micro. Oh, the Ravage onto 2. Perfectly done. Arrow to follow on the Earthshaker. No stuns coming out from your. Is there's the Earthshaker. Is he gonna go for the Echo Slam? No, he can't quite do it. So, I mean, when losing a support in that situation, I don't think it's that bad at all. Especially since the Earthshaker bought up his Blink Dagger before death anyway.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, in the meantime, the tier 1 tower is getting some damage and probably also going down. At least they did the best out of the Moonlight Shadow. I mean, if you're behind, you settle with less. That's pretty much it. And this kill was definitely worth it. But now the Titan might be even in more trouble. And next Sprout is up in now, but he didn't get it.
Oh, they do get the kill on the Doombringer actually. Doombringer just went way too greedy there. He was chasing Storm Spirit down the river, although he saw Frasty as well as Tendon just going for the tier 1 tower at the same time.
Yeah.
And actually even used his ultimate on the Slark there, so in Stalkat, kind of a misplay, but then again, they're at a position that they can allow those small misplays. But Tornado EMP, will it catch? Low ho, the Cold Snap, the Earthshaker
Nice.
Fisher, and well,
This cold snap timing was so crucial, because without a stun, without a cold snap, a storm can make it anytime out of the EMP. But like with this instant cold snap reaction of what the fucker here, like he actually held the storm in place, which means he got the mana burn, no way to sap out. And yep, this is now the third tier 1 tower being the next objective for xGame. So they get on top of what they have in fights and laning already. They get even more gold just by the towers. And let's see how this goes. I mean, in the mid there's the Earthshaker just saying hello with a Fisher. He can spam it pretty much out because he has the Arcane Boots. So he's just making sure that in the meantime there's no trade whatsoever possible. And tier 1 going down here in the top lane. And even a Haster now on the Earthshaker, taking it away from the Tidehunter or potentially the Slark.
yeah.
But yeah, it's not looking good. We're 60 minutes in, and I don't think xGame will stop here. They feel they have the momentum. and they have to go for it. And Merlin, they have to wait for the Ravage 30 seconds before they can actually fight, because without the Ravage, they have no chance whatsoever to get in this fight. There has to be a miracle.
Yeah, actually Law, he tries to come in from the side, but there's a Necro level 3. Actually, Frosty, he went in already, he's dropping down to half HP. Shadow Dance activated, a nice Fisher though, and Mantis now. He's in the middle of everything, he's trying to tank it up, but he just doesn't have enough. He will go down, but for the life of Frosty, and now Law from the background wants to go for what the fuck, gets a nice stun, but there's the Echo Slam with the Chain Frost bouncing around. They're just taking way too much damage. Mantis even bought back for that. As I said, Frosty actually Law, he is doomed up, but might survive it. And this is a triple kill for Mantis now, as they just won't stop. Next game, did they really lose only 1 life? And they're gonna get Frosty as well. Just nothing for the Slark to do.
Yeah, this was a dieback even from the Slark, and this is now, I don't know, going in that fight without the Ravage, I think that was a big mistake. And oh my god, Mantis on a Rampage, he just defeated in the base and he's getting even more! There's...
Wow.
Beyond Rampage.
17 minutes, double Rampage. That's just way too sick. I mean, Nature's Prophet, that buyback was as worthy of a buyback that you have ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, that's the... there were 2 buybacks in this fight, and one was a dieback, the other one was a buyback, resulting in a double Rampage. So Mantis is probably the happiest Nature's Prophet ever. Like, he has 2,500 gold with the Hand of Midas still ticking, a Necro free done, and face boots. Like, it's not even looking too good for him. I mean, if you look at the items, like, I don't know, like, these are standard just pushing items, and I don't know, face boots, Midas, Necro, it's all good. But now the ultimate orb is coming out. That means, yep, the Sheepstick is the next one. And Merlin says, even after this fight, they're not done yet. They still feel they have a chance.
Well, they do have one with a nice Ravage following up. They have the mech as well, of course, on Mind Control, just to keep them alive. Maybe once Law finishes up the Orchid, as well as... Oh man, I mean, they have a chance, but it's just so damn slim. Just look at the net worth. Tide Hunter, he's the highest one in their team, 5.2k. Mantis, he's more than doubling him.
Yep, that's the biggest problem. I mean, this last fight without the Ravage, I think that was a big mistake, and I think that was the death sentence for Merlin, at least in this game. I mean, it's a best of 3, so they have a chance to come back in another game, but so far they haven't given up, which is of course always a good attitude, but let's see. The next fight with the Ravage will be pretty much the deciding factor. If they lose this fight horribly, even with the Ravage, then I think we're gonna see pretty much a GG.
Well, they just don't have too much to hang on either, because they just lost their last outer tower at the moment. And they're even gonna defend the tier 1 tower bottom lane. Frosty, Moonlight Shadows, he got stunned up, but he's already far enough, so no Doom coming out. But I have to agree that, like, the last fight, or the next fight...
Oh, they found a Slark here in the enemy jungle. But I mean, no way to kill him with the Shadow Dance still up.
Oh, the arrow will be off target as they have the Ravage. Will they pop it now as well? Mind Control, you can see that he wants to go for it. Actually, he goes for it in the end anyway. Hits 3 heroes, Reeves. Might go down immediately. The Chain Force deactivated. It's level 1, but actually only 2 bounces. But Frosty now doomed up, and he's on the run. Level death as well by Stalkat. And yeah, nothing for him to do. Mantis comes in from the side. Dream Life. Gonna take a fall Echo Slam just in case, and easy 3 heroes down.
So I mean, Storm is getting out. Shadow Demon super low HP, but he already took his legs.
I have no idea why
hands.
they even pressured that fight when Law wasn't in too good of a position and Tendo was completely out of the fight.
Yeah, the arrow didn't hit, the Slark was already low HP, he didn't have any chance to get even into Shadow Dance, and the Ravage, I mean, it hit 3 heroes, but there was no follow-up whatsoever right after. Like, not even, I mean, the arrow was on cooldown, so you couldn't even go for a second stun with the arrow after the Ravage. Like, as I said, like, the most crucial thing about Merlin's teamfight is this Ravage, but first they go in a teamfight without the Ravage, and now the Ravage was used just for sort of initiation without any follow-up. It's just not working that way.
It certainly isn't. What the fuck, I even finished up the Orchid now, so the Storm Spirit, I mean, I bet he feels really safe. Actually, he wants to go for a kill with the double damage room, but what the fuck, he's gonna run into the Storm Spirit. Nope, the Zap goes out, Mantis, I don't think he's gonna go down, the Tornado comes out by what the fuck. If they get the Orchid, yeah, they get the Orchid as well. Sprout, anything to lock him down, Cold Snap, should be an easy kill for them. Even Reeves is there with the Frost Blast.
Yep, and the arrow also gonna miss, but now maybe they wanna do something.
Oh, Equal has the Fisher though, will go, never mind, he's not even using it. The Necrobook level 3 is there and Frost is stunned up. Actually, Shadow Dance just barely keeping him alive. But he's probably gonna go down once the Shadow Dance ends. Yeah, they get vision of him, silenced up, and easy kill, double kill for Mantis. Once again, Tendo, defensive disruption, but that is GG.
Yep, that had to be GG. I don't know, like the team fight of Merlin, the draft was okay. I liked the draft, but I didn't like the execution. It just didn't work out. I mean, they were on a bad foot anyway because the laning stage was horrible. Like in the mid, it was sort of equal, but then Mantis getting the kills everywhere, winning his lane. The tri lane didn't work out. Like we haven't had a single disruption soul catcher arrow combination that actually led to a kill. Like the first attempt we saw in the game was even turnaround and they fed the first blood, so nothing went their way at the moment. So the will is there, the execution not. Let's see if Merlin drafts similarly well in the second game and then can make it into a win. But for now, xGame definitely deserved this win.
Yeah, they definitely, but like I said, Merlin will try to come back stronger in game number 2, but in the meantime guys, if you enjoyed us, be sure to follow us on this channel as well as Heflatv 2 and Heflatv, all the English channels for Heflatv. And of course, check out our social media, Facebook and Twitter.com/HeflaTV as well. And YouTube will be /Heflamok, where we upload all of our VODs straight after the games mostly. And of course, if you really want to support us directly, just be sure to subscribe. We already have subscriber emotes running, the subscriber badge of course, and ad free viewing and more stuff coming in the future. So if you want to help us, be sure to subscribe. But just a few songs as we wait for game number 2.